Going on YouTube? It's an early March day here in Indiana. As you can see around me, the snow's melting. It's gonna be another week before it gets really hectic, and I don't have any time to brew any beer. So I'm gonna make a 30-gallon batch of a Long Trail double bag clone today. This is triple the size I've ever done. I did a 10 on my last batch, which was a clone of a Zombie Dust from Three Floyds, which is an amazing brewery here in Indiana, and I've done just been five gallon all grain and extract batches before that. So we're just gonna get this thing going, and hopefully everything goes smoothly. Had a few glitches in the process so far, but you'll have that when you're a procrastinator and don't prepare very well like myself. So we'll move in on side and I'll show what we got going on. Just as an example of how bad I am at math, I have this 15 gallon boiler Brickman, sorry, I'm a landscaper, Blickman brew pot, which is great, love it. And so I thought with a 30 gallon batch, I'd be able to heat enough water with this and use it as a mash tun. Then I did the math afterwards, after I'd already got my grain and all my supplies, and realized that I needed to double that. So I decided, hey, let's make a new mash tun with this 150 quart. So I needed 133 quarts of strike water, and this thing only does 60. So stay in school, kids. Gonna show you my mash tun here. It's 150 quart marine cooler, so that will allow us to get 35 gallons of water in there with the grain as well, and we'll have that thing up to capacity. Made this out of a PEX tube, drilled out the holes, got some hot water on it, got it all cleaned out. Probably only going to use it once, just as kind of in a pickle here, so that's what I made. I have this old strainer, thanks to Don Osborne for showing us that one, that I used in a smaller version of this mash tun, but if you see there, that wouldn't quite have enough length to get to the liquid, so I thought I'd go for even distribution there. So strike water is almost heated up in this Blickman burner, which is extremely efficient. I've probably heated up to some 55 gallon water up to 160 in about an hour on it. So we're doing pretty well, I believe. Had less than half a tank in this propane, and still got a little bit to go. What I'm gonna do is strike directly into the mash tun here. Chuck my grain in after I close the lid to let it warm up for a minute. Fill it up to the brim with strike water. Keep my sparge water going, and then we'll voil off and move on. Alright, so we got 106.5 pounds of grain in here, 75 pounds of Pilsner, some chocolate, some wheat. It's just going to fill this baby up, stir it up, and let it sit. So we're trying to hit about 154 with our mash. It's kind of cold outside, so we're adding some hot water in this thing. We're getting there. So you guys need to even that out. Alright, so we got our first runnings coming off. Looking pretty good so far. Let's see that. Okay, so first runnings got 12 gallons. And then we're gonna go ahead and voil off. Okay, so I did my voil off, sparged my batch, got everything going back in here. This is at the beginning of the boil right now. It's right around 35 gallons. Again, I didn't measure specifically, and I need to go about getting some notches in that or a measuring stick or something so I know exactly what it is. But I'm right around 35, 38 gallons. I was supposed to be at 37.6. But that's what we're going with right now. About to throw in our first hops edition, and then clean up my carboys and my wort chiller. So my wort's finished boiling. I added my yeast to some water per the directions. So we're just gonna let that sit for 15 minutes while I chill it. Got the wort chiller going here, and 30 gallons of beer is gonna take a little time with this guy right here, but usually does 10 gallons in about, I don't know, 10-15 minutes. So I'm guessing this will probably take about a half hour. So got the carboys cleaned up, lined up inside. Gonna bring them out here, rack to the glass carboy, pitch my yeast, and go set them inside. And I got these guys all cleaned, shined up, and sanitized. So we'll fill them up here. So here it is at the end of the day. I got 2 5-gallon carboys and 1 6-gallon. Pitched Danzer Nottingham yeast as recommended in the recipe, and then these 3 have German ale Y yeast number 1007. And then I even had this little guy left over, so I got about 3 gallons. Then I'm just gonna pitch what I had left in the fridge with this S33, and just experiment with it, because it's got a lot of trub and junk in it, so not really expecting a whole lot. But the end gravity I'm at, looking at about 1060, which puts me at 7.8 original gravity. So we'll see what this thing sinks down to. But good day in all. Had the room a little too warm at 72 degrees, so I had to take out the airlocks and put in some blow-off tubes into sanitized water. So, successful brew day. Learned a few things. 1, don't rush. Get your stuff, get your ton ready, instead of having to make one on the fly after you already have your grains crushed. 2, if you're making a 30-gallon batch, definitely bring some help along, because that stuff gets heavy dumping it in and out. Another thing I learned, it's okay to wing it. You know, if you're just, that's the way I cook. I just throw some stuff together, just kind of dash here and there. That's just how I do it. And it usually turns out well. I don't try to nail exactly what the directions say, but that's just how I enjoy doing this. So came in at 1062. Should finish out around 1016, I think, but we'll find out here in about a week. And then trying to keg it, throw out some gas on it, and do a few things with the different batches, and just see how it goes. So, thanks for watching. Just do what you love, man. Peace.